the healing ward. It's gonna be very like hard to chew through all the tankiness, and the Shiro actually dying.
Got caught by the... This is like the weirdest place to fight, but we had this actually happen yesterday too, right? In the safe lane. I guess both teams just trying to ensure that they don't block poles or anything like super hard. They catch the Jug. So he gets shackled. I think he got speared right after by Chalice, it looked like, and they just... Yeah, it was literally 10 heroes inside that tree line on the far left. It was kind of the weirdest thing I've seen in a while.
The battle begins.
Yeah, we're gonna see the replay, and
Look at this.
let's see if you were correct. All right, it's gonna be LSA into Spear, as you suggested, and he's gonna die. Usually Juggernaut is the hero that you feel very, very safe level 1, because there's just not enough like lockdown. But on side of RNG, this time around there is. Also, like shield crash. Imagine having Sunray, Pangolier with the 2, 3, 4-man shield crash in the middle of the fight with the boat on top of that. Like, the hero just doesn't die.
Yeah, they do have a crazy amount of sustain inside of their lineup. Yeah, I like how they rounded it up with the Kunkka. I think it fits everything together, and it allows them to have this catch that I think they were really lacking, because they had this Phoenix, this Grimstruck, as we were saying. You know, they complement who they're paired with, but if you look at their draft without that Kunkka, I was definitely a little concerned about how they're going to make plays on the map, so I think that Kunkka definitely rounds it out for me.
Yeah, that X marks the spot is going to be their initiation, and I believe since this is an offlane Pango, you want to get an earlier Blink Dagger compared to the mid lane where you want to get to the Fusel Blade. You know me, Fogged. I mean, this is what we play. I'm not a big fan of this offlane Pango. Even though I like to play it, I think in professional matches, it's very hard to execute this hero to like certain level. It always feels like there's way too many counters, even if there are no counters, it's just very difficult to play this hero from the offlane. Because your itemization is different. Like, also, you don't get as much levels from the mid lane, and it just feels very awkward. Also, this time around, he's playing into Treant Protector, so there's going to be a BKB piercing ability, and also right clicks from Klings.
Yeah, it does tend to have a bit of a struggle for sure in those top lanes. Yeah, I've noticed it more and more. There's a couple players, like, you know, FBZ, I know he's the one who started, at least for me, was the one who started doing the Vanguard a lot of the games. For me, when I see the offlane, I don't know what item the Pango wants to build. Like, he's like, I want my Corrosion, but I also want Urn, but I also want, you know, there's just so many different things you want to try to get to, but you also just can't really get the best of farm. But speaking of the farm, he's actually doing great top right now. 9-2. Klinks only has 4 CS. The Fire Spirit.
Yeah, they're playing the lane really well. I was surprised because they're playing super aggressive. Treant Protector level 1, and also Klinks doesn't really provide you with much. Couple of right clicks, and every single time Klinks gets close, he gets shield crash and a couple of Fire Spirits on top of him. So he's being completely zoned out. I don't mind seeing Vanguard here. I know it sounds stupid maybe, but having maybe a Crimson Guard later on against the heroes that they got, like right clicks from Lina, Klinks, and also Mars, it just might be an item to go for.
Yeah, definitely could see a possibility. I think it's really just FBZ who does it, though. I really don't see many other Pangos go for that route. I mean, he went for Bracer, so I'm already thinking that he's not going to go for that route, but...
Yeah, usually if you want to go for Vanguard, you want to rush it, but since he has a like Orb of Venom and also the Bracer plus Ring of Protection that you mentioned, he's not gonna go for it. I also wouldn't mind seeing something like a Spirit Vessel. I don't know if like Phoenix wants to buy it or if he wants to get a Shard.
Lane TP. Somnus actually glyphed the wave, trying to get aggressive onto Echo under tower, and now we're having crazy rotations. So the tree also comes in to try to help. Somnus is just full bullying. So Lina has pretty big advantage over the Kunkka, but he's really crushing it. Like 12-0 on Kunkka, 23-5 on Lina.
I don't think it should be that way. It's a Lina favored matchup, but yeah, Kunkka should still find farm. Chalice on the bottom lane, doing some work. Like he is also putting a little bit more pressure on the Juggernaut. It's very important to go for these early items like Bracer, Soul Ring, get as tanky as possible on the bottom lane, because you need to survive. That's pretty much it. Like you just need to survive the combo. But as they get levels, once they get like level 3 to 2 points in Inkswell, it's gonna be a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I like the bracers because you have multiple options, right? Like sometimes you might be able to turn, it's kind of standard now at this point, but you can turn and either fight back the Jug, or if you see like the spin and Inkswell, you actually can TP instantly because you're tanky enough, and you also usually, it's like, you know, it takes that delay. So I really do like I like this meta that we're seeing, just these Bracer off lanes, even though it's kind of cheesy. We also, actually, you know, we talked about Zeal, the Pango. He actually bought the second Bracer too. So even though he's an agility hero, he's going for that high HP, that tankiness from off lane too.
I don't mind seeing that, just to have something, and yeah, they're gonna spear him away. It needs to be used pretty much immediately because they do have enough control to be able to lock him down, spear him away, and take the combo that they want to execute there.
We should talk about the Mars overall though, right? I think yesterday was a pretty big day for Mars. Chalice was insane on this hero as well. So I'm looking forward to see what we're gonna get from him in particular. Both the Mars, like my FBZ and him, were just out of control on Mars, I felt like.
I think he missed a single spear. That just worked. I don't know, one of the better Mars performances. I think we do tend to use that term a lot, you know, one of the best performances, but that definitely looked so sick. It was just amazing.
Yeah, it's for me, it's when it's those like 60-minute games where it's like they're still getting the clutch plays. That's when I'm like, damn, you know, then he deserves the credit for sure. Looking at just last few minutes, about a minute and a half ago or so, we did see the supports double-checking runes. RNG, they got both. So the water runes were grabbed. Echo, as we stated, bit behind the Lina. Somnus also able to get quite a decent amount of farm of stacks that we see them continue to set up. Kaka as well as him, stacking them up. And let's see where the rune is. Somnus will be a DD, but he's actually pushed away. We'll get the deny, but they want the kill.
Oh, ZZQ. It's gonna connect for a second. Is there gonna be a follow-up? Kuka's actually gonna go for Kaka there. And yeah, that's gonna be the kill. Getting that level.
Straight to the bottom with you.
Hit with his Lina.
Death warmed over.
Oh, Echo also invading enemy triangle. Like, this is probably one of the better heroes early on to invade the stacks with, and Kaka's gonna even show just to be able to secure or try to buy some time until mid laner shows up and tries to take it.
All right, and look, we've got lanes are broken, right? We've got these now the one-on-ones in every lane, and supports just moving around, stacking, trying to just pretty much help out those core heroes. Pretty funny that we see this happening. See the Grim now running back toward bottom, because they do have really good kill threat right now in Chalice. The Omni Slash is ready for Shiro. But immediately when we say that, he starts heading back toward mid. They're really just looking to play around their mid laners at the moment and leave those side lanes empty.
Ooh, Torrent's gonna connect into X-Mark. Both is still not available. But yeah, Turn Protector a bit too tanky. No points in Sunray yet. It's a 2-2-0 build. He is level 4, however. Chalice does get a kill with the Arena and Shaman. I guess that was just initiation from Shaman from the trees, Hex into Shackle, into Arena, and then Spear follow-up.
That's okay. On top, we have the same thing happen. I was about to say it's a big kill that they're able to slow down the Jug while the Clinks is able to still continue farming. But yeah, we see the move from Planet and from Seal. Talking about the Phoenix one, that's the one that got buffed, right? So I think he's just testing out the buffed Icarus dive, as Somnus will eat every spell from Echo. Gaga, risky play.
Let's see if he can hit the Torrent. He cannot. I mean, Kaka is the boss. He's the raid boss. I mean, he knows that they use all on Somnus pretty much just to get a kill, and it was well worth it. Pango does have a Rolling Thunder available. Ghost, I mean, they have same amount of CS, so this Pango there is really set for a good game.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked how well he was able to do up there, especially with like the supports moving around so much this game, but I guess he was left a little bit alone because the tree moving as well, so he wasn't getting pressure from tree. And then also, like that first few waves, right? I think that was everything. I think the first 4 waves, he was dominating the Clinks. Bottom, Chalice. He's getting fully comboed up from the Inkswell. We'll get brought down. We'll get a nice spear connection. Might even get them a return kill at least. They do get that for Somnus.
Somnus going for BKB straight away, skipping Boots of Travel. I think it's the correct choice. He's playing into Phoenix, he's playing into Kunkka's combo, and also Pangolier, so he wants to protect himself. Like, he just wants to be able to possibly, like, kill the egg and not get killed.
Look at this play by Planet. He's gonna get a solo kill onto Ghost. Wow.
And this is
Planet's been
huge.
really impressive, honestly. The last couple days, his coddle and everything too. That was a really nice play.
Yeah, he's all over the place. I know you're a big fan of Phoenix, and yeah, after some buffs, I mean, it's mostly picked in China. A lot of the times it feels like it's a good Phoenix game, but in other regions we just don't see it as much.
Yeah, the egg is just really hard to protect, and I feel every time you pick this hero, it's literally this, like you're versus some Lina or Clinks. And speaking of the Lina, trying to go for Echo, but the boat is already out. Chalice is getting comboed up, the Rolling Thunder as well. He'll get brought down. Yeah, I just feel like Phoenix always does get countered because of some of these like Lina picks, Jugs, etc. But he's getting a lot of buffs. You know, Fire Spirits got buffed significantly in one of the patches before. Now Dive got buffed. We have the Shard that's able to be bought at 15 minutes. It's just, yeah, continuous
It's a
buffs.
strong Shard, yeah.
Come up.
Man, I'm still very surprised how well Pango played in the lane. This is the best. They brought 5 heroes here. We've seen that yesterday and how effective it was. So I can't really blame them. Like these stacks, as you said, they were made for Clinks. X-Noah trying to go in does have ulti, but he's gonna get silenced and he's gonna get brought down. The combination from the Grimstroke, he is trapped. Egg is down and they cannot go for it. They do have Rolling Thunder that's gonna protect it. Arena just to keep them a bit further away, but Zeal is going to be connecting with those Rolling Thunder, so that's going to be another kill for EHOME.
EHOME is dominating the map movements right now. They lost their Jug earlier on to a nice move from Kaka and Chalice, but with Planet now rallying in, another beautiful egg back-to-back, 2 successful ones, taking the whole stack, Clinks is going to have a hard recovery outlet now.
He does have his Maelstrom, but he doesn't have boots. Okay, so I mean, this is pretty standard, I would say, for the Clinks players, where they like tend to get the farming item, tend to clear the stacks, but this will set them back by quite a lot.
Yeah, because you need like quite a bit more items really as Clinks before you want to show up to these fights at all. Like he needs his boots, obviously, but then he even needs the +1 item after that, and now he's not going to get there nearly as fast. Also, a nice little thing that happened there was actually the double X. Gotta love Soulbind.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna go for the level 15 talent on X for extra slow. Just kidding. It's one of the weirdest talents that I've seen in a while. It's just like, what the hell is that? It just doesn't make sense.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's no way. Unless you misclick, you're never gonna go for that talent.
I was trying to think of like ways for it to be good. Like if you could somehow get the X off of yourself, you X yourself, run in, and somehow it's dispelled or something, but... Oh, Kaka, set up top, being very sneaky. Same with X-Nova. The healing ward scouts them. Nice play by Shiro.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'm really worried for RNG right now, because EHOME will run at them. Like we talked about the sustain, healing ward, both shield crash, Sunray, like it's getting closer to level 15, so the Grimstroke will also purchase the Shard. Somnus about to finish his BKB, so he will be fight ready relatively early on in Lina.
Just feels like most of their team fights just Chalice though, and it's not going to be easy for him to just walk in versus a Jug versus Phoenix versus Pango. It's not the easiest game for the Mars. Somnus, you mentioned he's getting his BKB on the courier, but
it's flying, but it's not gonna be there. Zeal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's also there with the swashbuckle and the shield crash. Kunkka also rushing his BKB, just a casual bracer phase boots, and this Tumbler Stoy does allow him to close the gap a little bit more and get the initiation. You talked about how they don't have the real initiation. Kaka, he's there, gonna get hexed, but still X mark, and also silence from the Grimstroke is gonna be more than enough. He just does not have enough to deal with that, especially attack speed against the Phantom.
They're getting... look at the pressure that they're applying across the map. They're not stopping the farm. Look at Zeal and ZZQ, like immediately see a hero on the map, they start running toward him. RNG is just kind of scrambling around trying to find anything because of all the pressure that EHOME is putting on.
Also, one thing to notice.
Planet, but he gets away.
Shiro didn't go for Maelstrom. This is a full Battle Fury jug 14 minutes in, so his farm is gonna skyrocket. It's a better overall farming item than the Maelstrom, especially if you get it earlier. And now, like, having 2 heroes with the cleave mechanic, so the lanes are always gonna be pushed out. So like, even Planet pushes out the wave, Shield Crash plus a Swashbuckle instantly kills the creep wave, so this is something that RNG will need to be careful about.
Yeah, even like I guess EZQ has gone more for he's a full support with like just 1 point in stroke, but they actually have insane wave clear on Radiant side for sure. And yeah, I'm struggling to see a way and when Ghost is going to be able to get into a fight and look strong as this clinks, because there's just so much AOE and massive amount of controls and damage as you're mentioning that it feels like even when BKB is going to be a timing, but when's he going to go for it, and is that going to be enough?
Yeah, I'm also picked. Oh man, he's so dead. Both Planet will dive on top of him. There's not too much you can do about that one. Going into Dragonlance next, just to keep the distance, but I feel like if he's going for Dragonlance, it 100% needs to be disassembled, and he will need a BKB. Like, he's playing into like so many things that can just stop him. Maybe it's difficult actually, because if they feel like he needs more damage and he needs to risk it, he just might get like another damage item, or get like Scotty to slow people down.
Yeah, I'm worried about how many things they have to get on top of him too, because like the jug can just like spin, like pierce right through the Mars arena. I guess he has to worry about tree root and stuff like that a little bit early, but I feel like they have so many different ways to get on this Clinks that I feel like without early BKB, like I see a reason why Somnus went for it so early, right? Because of the nature of the draft from EHOME.
Yeah, I mentioned it. It just feels, especially because they did lose the lanes, and he needs to be a bit more active. Zeal does have a Blink Dagger on Pango, so this is pretty huge. 16 minutes in, double Bracer makes him extremely tanky. Noah trying to break the smoke, and they know something is up. They know.
We'll get a D-ward out of it. CZQ will be able to find that one. He's got his shard finished, has to bring it. They'll find a really big catch onto Shiro, but turnaround Echo's coming in. He has his BKB, he has a haste. Doesn't need to pop the BKB. Looks like they'll just finish off Chelsea. He actually does pop it just in case. And we'll continue to chase for more.
And here comes Rolling Thunder. Soulbind connected on 2 with the silence. There's gonna be ulti coming out from Tree, and just to keep them in place, but Echo with the cleave finishes off Kaka, and seems like RNG will fall back a little bit, reset, and try to go for the next fight. Their lineup is also like very oriented with their ultis, because they do need like Shaman ulti, they do need Arena, and they also need Overgrowth to be able to take the fights.
Yeah, they get the pick off, but they can't transition it into anything either. They can't take the tower, and Shiro, he's back alive, and like you said with the Battle Fury, he's back to farming at that fast speed immediately. So even though they got the nice kill, it's just, yeah, EHOME is just too fast to react every time, and already looking to make the next move. Next Nova, caught immediately. And they know how strong they are. Even without Rolling Thunder, even without their egg, their cooldowns are just, they have so many that they just come back up. Like, Boat's back up now. And now he's swinging across the map to the next power rune as well.
Yeah, that's why I said RNG, they need their ultis, but if one of ultis is from EHOME, even 2 are down, they're still gonna be taking these fights. Big boy Philly, found by EHOME, so that's gonna go for either Grimstroke or Phoenix. I think you give it to Phoenix this game, because I've seen that he has Shiva's Guard queued up. That's gonna be pretty big. Talking about sustain, and that goes straight into Roche Pit.
And he's gonna have this Shiva's almost done already. It's incredibly early. Almost like 3 position levels of farm on this Phoenix right now.
That's insane. 90
he's gonna have
in.
Shivas. He's 88 after this kill. He's like 700 something away from it. So Somnus, as the BKB will turn. They have the root onto Zeal too. They can focus fire this Pango. They'll bring him down. Omni onto Somnus. The Arena catches nobody because the BKB from Echo. Planet has egg in 1 second. It just came back up. Kaka, he's on Shiro. They get the Hex. He has Aegis though. Doesn't
That's
actually
a
get
good
bought down.
Arena. That's a great, not arena, I meant Phoenix ulti. So I'm just trying to focus it down, but a little bit too late. They're still standing strong, fighting near the Shaman wards, and now they're chasing Ghost. He's looking for an angle. Shiro, you mentioned he still has that Aegis, but Chalice blanking in. Shiro with the spin going on top of them. He's gonna pop one time, not gonna even get the kill. Living Armor actually keeping him alive there. And Zeal, now it's his time to shine. He bought back. They need to get something out of this.
Can they get another catch, though? X-Nova, they should have a shield crash and a blink in a second, so should be able to catch him. Yeah, they will. Zeal, he's got him. Planet's continued chase. On the other side, we actually have Chalice farming a neutral camp, and he's going to get caught from Echo. As we see down bottom there. Okay, that was a little bit of a weird ending.
Overextending there, you know, thinking they're not gonna be there, so they give them an extra kill. We can still see that Pango dies in these fights. Like playing into Overgrowth, he pops it immediately and just right-clicks from Lina and Clanks is more than enough to kill him. He tried to go for the shield crash. Not as effective, but yeah. Okay, Clinks finds Grobo. That's going to be some extra range for him. Sometimes when you're playing certain heroes, you're just blessed by the items.
It does feel like it. Yeah, and Clinks and Drow, I feel like, are one of those that... And Viper, I feel like they always get the Grove Bow.
Look at his itemization, something that... I mentioned, like, he is going for Scotty next, so he's going to be keeping the distance, and I think they need to protect him with Arena and Living Armor in these fights. Also, if he buys, like, Scepter, he becomes Ghost Scepter, so I think that might be the item that he wants to go. We're just kidding.
Okay. Actually, just TP's out. Hex is Echo, and we'll be able to reset him. He's going for standard Clinks items. I'm still just... Is it the one thing I'm just to keep reiterating is like, is it good enough versus all this disable and all this magic damage and everything too? He feels like it is, so we'll see if it ends up working.
Scotty's great, good. Slowing people down and also reducing the healing, because they do have some serious amount of healing coming out from the team. Looking at the Juggernaut's items, he was thinking about getting Manta Style because usually that's what carries get when they're playing into Treant Protector, but what also they get is S and Y because they're playing into Shaman. And you do not want to get stunned. You want to reduce those duration of shackles. It's just like too much. Shaman, especially Kaka Shaman, has always been a treat to watch. And Ghost, he's gonna be found. Nothing to protect himself. Both gonna get on top of him. He's trying. He's giving his best, but sometimes it's just not good enough.
They throw everything onto him. The Mars Arena up top. It'll catch Shiro again. They seem to just keep catching this Jug. Zeal. He's going to roll through. Soulbind onto 2. The Inkswell is going to follow up onto Echo. Will explode. Will catch onto Chalice as well as Kaka. They'll finish off Chalice. They're looking for more. Somnus. He's looking pretty dead as well, too. His BKB's down. He's isolated. Trying to turn for Planet, but can't quite.
Yeah, I
find the Jug again, but I feel like over and over again, they kill Shiro and then lose like 4 heroes.
I feel like both of these teams have like very good understanding of like what needs to be done. It's just that RNG is playing a little bit from behind, and they need Clinks. Like they definitely need his damage to be able to delete the heroes in a fight. Planet is massive. He's 6-0 and 11 on position 4 Phoenix, level 15 with Shiva's Guard. This is just insane.
Yeah. And I'm glad that so I've talked about this talent for a long time. I've been waiting for people to take it a little more. The Icarus dive slow, we didn't talk about it when he took it because he didn't take it exactly at 10. You take it a little later, you want your abilities max, but it's a 50% slow on Icarus dive when you take that talent. Like most people take the spell lamp because like slow on dive, whatever, but this is actually really impactful. So yeah, super over leveled. Really good game for him, and now he's going to go back for Shard because he had such a good game. He delayed it. So all these fights have actually been without Shard, so he's going to have a big power spike when he finishes that on top too.
And also if you combine that talent with Shiva's Guard slow, people are not going to move.
No. The catch again, Chalice, as we mentioned, continuing to find these spears. Echo, he's got the BKB. He's sticking it around for a second. Actually uses his mana, so he cannot TP out. Gonna get caught Somnus. He'll find ZZQ as well. Kaka. Onto Echo. The egg is out. It's getting focused.
Egg's gonna die.
It's dead.
Oh, a little bit of a mistake there from EHOME, and yeah. Echo is gonna drop as well. Let's see if they can chase. Kaka still a bit far away. This should be the tower. Phoenix, like, it was kind of zoning egg, but yeah, you said it. But also maybe Kunkka didn't feel too comfortable TPing out immediately because he's playing into Treant Protector, and he's like, well, you know, it's gonna stop me, so I better try to make something happen. Maybe if he switched the Intelligence Vambrace, maybe it would have given more mana because he was sitting at like 50.
In the midst of all that, he didn't think about it, but yeah, he gets caught. It was a really over-aggressive play, and the other thing is too, they just bought a gem cost.
Oh yeah, they lost. That's huge.
Bought a gem and lost it immediately.
We see that quite often lately, that position 5s are going for these earlier gem pickups just to be able to like secure the second Roche and get the control of the map, and now giving that away to RNG is huge. It's massive.
Yeah. How do you feel about Somnus's build, by the way, too? The BKB MKB. I like it. I like it quite a lot.
Oh, well, like, there's nothing to pierce through any kind of evasion. What do you think it's so good here?
I just like, it's just this raw damage. Doesn't have to worry about any like uphill shenanigans or anything. He benefits so much from this. Just this. I mean, the damage from it is pretty crazy. So
yeah, it is.
I like it.
We'll see. You know,
and eventually they will. Maybe he thinks they will build like a halberd or something, or they'll have some type of itemization to deal with him. So I always like to see these like just no funny business, just highest damage potential. These Linas.
Ghost is back online. Like in terms of net worth, he has same amount of farm as Juggernaut at the moment. Scotty is finished, going into BKB next. Now Klinks is gonna be a real trouble to deal with because he's super tanky.
Yeah, and he's elusive as well. And they don't have the they have ways to chain stun. It's just not the easiest. It's you know, it's your Ink Swell, it's the Torrent combo that comes mostly from Kunkka, and it's the Rolling Thunder. It's not these like, you know, Hex, Shackle, like Spear. It's not your usual stuns. It's a little bit different how they have to do it.
Also, I don't think they're gonna try to go for him, especially once he picks up the BKB. So once the BKB is online on Klinks, it's gonna be very difficult. You said like these are no instant stuns, silences, whatever. So they're not gonna be able to kill him if they like initiate with the X mark. They also have Overgrowth and Arena to protect him with. So I feel like Klinks is in a really good spot right now.
So they're looking for solutions. I see Shiro. So Shiro just bought his. He had like 4,000 gold saved up. He bought Shard and Blink. So those are the ones that tells me like jump into backline, right? Stick on Shaman / Tree / Klinks. If he's able to get on them, this is going to give him that outlet. And now he's got the 20 talent too, just hitting it. So the spin really hurts. It's no joke.
Yeah, if you combine that with Inkswell, he might be able to kill supports with pretty much one spin. BKB used by Chalice just to counter the X mark. I mean, it's either you pop a BKB and live, or you're like, oh, maybe I can not use it and then you die. It's very easy to figure out which one is good.
Look, dude, look at the pings on the map right now. Both teams just like, oh, BKB was used. I'm sure they're both just like discussing things about like what to do because the BKB was used. We see that RNG is just playing really safely on their high ground after that, not wanting anyone to get caught. While you see EHOME, they take the opposing high ground because that BKB was popped. They're looking for that fight, taking the advantage, or taking the aggressive position. Really cool. I love when you see teams just like immediately react to some type of little kind of thing like that, like BKB is getting popped or an ult getting wasted.
Pango is level 20, has his combo, has the Yule Scepter, and does have a shard. It did get nerfed, but yeah, he can still stun people, doesn't need to lock them in place. But
he can also, he can break out of the roots and stuff too with the roll up. So the Treant root, he can actually just click roll up and get out of that, which was nice. I'm surprised he took the swashbuckle damage. I thought he was going to take strength since he was, like after we saw that last fight too, where he got burst in the root. He decides to take more damage. Bit interesting.
Especially with your itemization. If you had like one damage item, then it feels much better. But 20 strength, that's 400 HP, which sometimes Pango does need to survive.
Because it's more than 400 HP because you're going to have damage reduction from your shield crash. So it's actually, it always ends up being a lot more than that. So yeah, just interesting to point that out. We'll see if it ends up hurting him, if he's able to, if they focus fire him again. Because yeah, we did see it a couple times now where he is just getting rooted and killed. BKB's back up for Chalice. Both teams poised around this Roche pit. We've been seeing this a lot the last few days. And other cool thing to point out too is it's 25 to 11 the cost, and it's less than 1K. So I feel like RNG is doing a really good job of distributing their farm around the map.
Those were a lot of those were early kills, and RNG did kind of manage to come back into the game, especially Ghost. He's massive, and he is gonna have his BKB in 100 gold.
Yeah, level 21 as well. You see his HP when he's able to eat one of those good creeps. 3,500 HP. What neutral items have we? I've been clicking around to see. Okay, so Jug does now have Elven Tunic. So now the MKB for that Lina, you know, it comes into play as well too.
He was preparing for that moment.
He knew.
He's like, what will Juggernaut pick up? Probably gonna be it, so he's gonna get an MKB. And now inside the Roche pit, EHOME, here they go. Chalice ready to jump in, already has a living armor. Let's see what kind of play he can make. Just gonna be a spear outside, and he's gonna jump in. Good egg coming out, and Chalice actually snatches it. Maybe he even got the shard on top of that. Clinks is getting controlled by Zeal in the backlines, but those right clicks on Zeal, they really hurt him. He got himself stuck. Chalice still alive. They didn't get him, managed to kill him even once. And now RNG, they're chasing. Ooh, that's a big one from Echo, pulling them back a little bit further. Kaka getting jumped on by Juggernaut. This is gonna be an Aegis used from RNG, but yeah, they should definitely be happy about how this whole fight played out.
It's over and over again. Chalice, like we mentioned a bunch yesterday, he spears the Kunkka out of the pit, jumps in, rebukes, doesn't get the last hit, but is able, I believe he didn't get the last hit. Yeah, he did not get the last hit, but he snatches Aegis, and then fights like full chaos. Phoenix didn't want to use Egg, because I think his tome was coming out. He wanted to hit 18 before he popped it, but was forced to do it because RNG initiated on him. And then Zeal's trying to clean up backlines, but the Jug and the Kunkka are just controlled. That was a really good fight from RNG.
Oh, they need initiation. Can he get it off? Kaka, he jumps in. This is gonna be a huge pickup for RNG. Kaka Shaman, always a treat to watch.
Always able to find, it seems like he always able to find his like good catches, his good disables inside. I mean, that's why he plays these heroes, these shamans, these lions. He's always able to find it. You know, he's 0 and 7. You're definitely feeling that impact of him always getting a hard lockdown onto a core. And now he's almost got BKB, so it's going to be pretty difficult to prevent just a blink BKB shackle.
What I like about his itemization is no funny business. Yeah, Lens is great, Shard is very cool, but what about that blink mana boots straight into BKB build?
And if you look at, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I haven't pulled it up, but if I go look at all of Kaka's games, I can probably guarantee you that every game is this. He probably does not buy the Shard. He probably does not go Aether Lens most games. I know in the couple games that I saw him play, he did not. So I'm assuming most, if not all, he does this exact same build. The old school build.
Yeah, because there was no Shard, there was no Lens back in the days. No, I understand why. I mean, it's a lot of gold investment, and what he thinks about is his job is to just get that initiation on the right target, and with the blink, he's gonna be able to do it. Like, he's gonna be able to control people. Great ulti coming out from X-Noah to keep them in place. I believe Echo did pick up Shard, and then he used it, but yeah, we see Zeal getting stuck inside the arena, and the damage, the right clicks from both Clinks and Lina at this point is a bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, they never even got near the Lina or Clinks in that fight. That's immediately going to be a win for RNG in those type of situations. If the two of them are just able to sit back and just literally auto-attack their way to victory. As 9K lead, RNG now completely dominating the map. And with the gem that they picked up earlier that we mentioned, you know, the gem that they snatched, they've been able to kind of kill all the vision that EHOME has been putting out.
Chalice, full refresher. I mean, the reason why you can go for a refresher on Mars is because his ulti is 200 mana level 3, which is kind of insane. So you do have mana pool. It should definitely be more.
Should 25 scaling per level on mana cost? All right. Strength Hero is getting too much love in their mana costs, I swear.
Well, he went through the treatment. His intelligence did get reduced at one point, and he wasn't picked as much, so we had to revert it.
Yep. And then he got picked every game.
This hero is the most picked hero throughout the DPC, I believe.
Initiation Zeal on high ground. Chalice just walks in with his first BKB, just saying, come at me. Gets the spear onto Planet. Zeal controlling the backline on the far right side, but Planet's just getting full CC'd from Chalice. Actually commits the refresher to get the secondary spear. Now has mana for another ult. Will catch ZZQ inside of it. Kaka gets the catch onto Shiro, but the Inkswell will dispel that Hex. They get the cleanup onto Kaka. Now they're going to continue chasing Shiro, trying to stick out the X-Nova, but he's rooted. Ghost and Somnus now going to town on Jug. He's just gone.
Yeah, I mean, once Lina with MKB and Klinks with like Scotty focuses you down, it's very difficult. Somnus finally uses his BKB, deletes Echo.
He's still going.
They need some buybacks. He's gonna blink in, gotta get speared. Not speared, but he's gonna die in the end. Okay.
That is such a Somnus. That's such a maybe play, man. Like.
Well, maybe it works. Somnus doesn't. I don't know. It just feels unnecessary. Like I mean, if your team does have blink daggers, maybe. And the Chalice does get another good initiation by a spear.
I continues to find these. He did it. Lacoste, he forced 4 buybacks with that buy. Right? Like he did force like 2 or 3, 4 buybacks or something with that.
If we do the math, it's probably worth it, but I don't think many mid laners would do that at that point. I like how Chalice...
that's like the Thompson / Somnus, I would feel like. Just some crazy reckless play.
I like how Chalice used Refresher just to pin him down with another spear, and then use Arena again after that. Arena is ready back up again.
On Echo.
He needs to close the gap. Yep, he seems pretty dead to me. This might be the game. He got the boat off, but Juggernaut is pretty much alone. So let's see if they decide to go for another set of barracks, or maybe they want to poke some towers. They know that Kunkka is dead for 100 seconds.
Kaka, another grab. Doesn't even pop the BKB. And now they've got the root follow-up. Shiro. Definitely seeing, like, you know, the SNY can understand why he went for it, but definitely see a couple of fights where he just was sitting in the root. It definitely hurt a lot, but RNG, they hit back pretty hard. I think this game was... It was pretty close until that top mistake from EHOME. I think that one was actually really big. They kept catching Shiro. Like, RNG was doing a really good job of catching Shiro, but then they'd lose like 3-4 heroes. But that top fight where Echo dies, they lose the Phoenix, and then they lose their gem that they just picked up. I feel like they lost an incredible amount of momentum there.
Yeah, I think that was a game-losing moment as well. They were mostly trading 2 kills on the carries every single time. Like, the carry dies, the other carry dies as well. But yeah, Klinks did manage to get farm. I was pleasantly surprised, and they did play around him. Like, even throughout the whole like wall of tankiness that EHOME did have, they managed to go through it. So I'm really impressed. I did heavily favor EHOME's draft, and I think they misplayed. I think they misplayed those fight that you mentioned, and also the one after that. It felt like they just crumbled after it.
Yeah, a couple mistakes, and that's gonna really cost it for you when you have you have a carry like Jug, and he's gone for this type of itemization. It can quickly turn. I think Danog, especially on the panel, will have some words, because I know he doesn't really like the Jug. So we're going to be throwing it back to the panel in a few moments after the ads, and we'll see you in a few moments as well.